Secret of the Midnight Carnival. Once upon a time, in a quiet town nestled between the golden outback and the rolling hills of the Australian countryside, there lived a curious boy named Joshua. Joshua loved adventure and mystery. He spent his days exploring the forests near his home, climbing trees, and searching for hidden treasures. But what Joshua loved most of all was the night. He would sit by his window, watching the stars twinkle like tiny diamonds, wondering what wonders the night sky might hold. One particular night, as Joshua gazed out of his window, something unusual caught his eye. A flicker of light appeared in the distance just beyond the hills. At first, Joshua thought it was just a trick of the wind or the glow of a distant lantern. But as he watched, the lights grew brighter and brighter, moving in patterns like fireworks. Then, as if by magic, a large sign appeared in the sky, glowing with golden letters. The Midnight Carnival. Open only at midnight. Joshua's heart skipped a beat. He had never heard of such a thing. A carnival that appeared only at midnight? It sounded like something out of a dream. His curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to go and see it for himself. As the clock struck 12, Joshua quietly slipped out of bed and tiptoed out of the house. The night was cool, and the stars seemed to shine even brighter than usual. He followed the flickering lights, which led him to a clearing just outside the forest. There, in the middle of the field, stood the carnival, a magnificent sight. Giant, brightly colored tents were dotted across the field, and the air was filled with the sounds of laughter, music, and the soft hum of magical energy. But what made it even more enchanting were the creatures that ran the carnival. There were talking kangaroos dressed in waistcoats and top hats, koalas balancing on stilts, and parrots with colorful feathers that seemed to shimmer in the moonlight. The tents were filled with wonders. Clowns who could juggle flaming orbs, acrobats who soared through the air on invisible wires, and fortune tellers who whispered secrets from crystal balls. Joshua stood in awe, his mouth open in amazement. "This is unbelievable," he whispered to himself. He walked deeper into the carnival, his eyes wide with wonder. As he wandered past a tent decorated with sparkling stars, a tall, mysterious figure approached him. She was an elegant creature with shimmering silver wings and a gown made of soft moonlight. Her hair flowed like a river of stars, and her eyes glowed with a soft, gentle light. "Welcome to the Midnight Carnival, young adventurer," she said, her voice as soft as the night breeze. "I am Lyra, the keeper of wishes. I have been waiting for you." Joshua blinked, surprised that she knew his name. "You've been waiting for me?" he asked, feeling a little nervous. Lyra smiled, her wings fluttering softly. "Yes, Joshua. You see, the Midnight Carnival is not just a place of fun and games. It is a gateway to something much more magical. A world where forgotten dreams and lost wishes are kept safe." Joshua's eyes widened in curiosity. "What do you mean? A world of lost dreams?" Lyra nodded. "Long ago, the people of the world made many wishes, some big, some small. Some dreams were forgotten, and some wishes were never fulfilled. These lost dreams wandered, looking for a place to rest. The Midnight Carnival was created to keep these dreams safe until someone like you comes along to find them. Joshua's heart raced with excitement. So, what do I do? How can I help? Lyra's smile grew warmer. Every year, a special ticket is awarded to one lucky child, someone with a pure heart and an adventurous spirit. That ticket leads to a portal where you can retrieve one lost dream and make it come true. But be warned, there is a catch. Not all dreams are meant to be found, and not all wishes are meant to be granted. Joshua felt a surge of bravery. "I'm ready," he said, determination in his voice. Lyra handed him a small, glowing ticket. "This is your key, Joshua. It will open the portal to the world of lost dreams. Go now and remember. What you find may change you forever." Without another word, she waved her hand, and before Joshua could ask anything else, the ticket in his hand shimmered brightly. He felt himself being pulled forward, and in an instant the world around him spun in a whirlwind of colors and lights. When the spinning stopped, Joshua found himself standing in a strange, dreamlike landscape. The sky was a soft purple, filled with floating clouds that changed shape, and the ground was covered in tall grass that shimmered like silver. Everywhere he looked, he saw glowing orbs drifting through the air. Each orb held a dream, trapped within it, waiting to be released. Joshua took a deep breath and stepped forward. He knew he had a job to do. As he walked, he noticed some of the orbs were large and heavy, while others were small and delicate. He came across one orb that sparkled brightly, but it was surrounded by thorns. The orb seemed to call to him, and he could feel its pull. But as he reached out to touch it, the thorns wrapped around his hand, stopping him. Suddenly, a voice echoed in the air. "Not all dreams are meant to be touched, young one." Turning around, Joshua saw a figure cloaked in shadow. It was a creature made of darkness, with glowing red eyes and sharp, jagged edges. "I am the guardian of lost dreams," the creature growled. "I protect the dreams that are too dangerous to be revived. Some wishes, when granted, can cause more harm than good." Joshua stood his ground. "I won't be afraid of you. I'm here to find a dream that can help the world." The guardian laughed darkly. "You think you can choose which dreams are worthy? The wishes you find may have consequences you don't understand." But Joshua was undeterred. "I believe in the power of kindness and hope," he said firmly. "I won't let fear stop me." With that, he reached forward once more, this time touching the shimmering orb gently. The thorns disappeared, and the orb floated into his hands, glowing with a brilliant light. The dream inside was warm and comforting, full of hope and promise. As soon as Joshua held the orb, he felt the entire world around him shift. The guardian of lost dreams vanished into the mist, and the landscape began to fade. Joshua opened his eyes and found himself back at the Midnight Carnival. Lyra was standing beside him, smiling warmly. "You have done it, Joshua," she said. "You have found a dream that will bring hope and kindness to the world." Joshua looked at the orb in his hands. It was no longer glowing, but it felt warm, like a promise waiting to be fulfilled. "And now," Lyra continued, "you must make the wish come true." Joshua thought for a moment, then whispered his wish aloud. I wish for a world where everyone's dreams, big or small, can come true as long as they are filled with kindness and hope." The orb shone brightly for a moment before it gently floated into the air, disappearing into the sky. Joshua smiled, feeling a sense of peace and joy fill his heart. "And so," Lyra said, "the world will be a little brighter because of you, Joshua. The Midnight Carnival will always be here, waiting for the next dreamer to come along." Joshua returned to his home that night, his heart light with the knowledge that he had made the world a better place. From that day on, he carried the lesson of the Midnight Carnival in his heart, that dreams, when made with kindness and hope, could change the world.